All right, so now that you've learned a little bit about MC Escher's tessellations, I've got some pattern templates already made for you at the round table. You can choose either a square or a hexagon. What you're going to need to do is share these with a partner, but you're going to end up cutting these out. And you'll want to be pretty precise as you do cut them out, so your square will tessellate. But this will be a template that you're going to start with. What you're going to do then is I'm going to have you take a ruler and I'm going to have you find the center of that very lightly. Just going corner to corner. So if you divide your square corner to corner, we'll find and locate the center. I'm also going to have you do that in your visual journal, so you end up having a center on that as well. So you might need to borrow one of my bigger rulers to do that. That way, once we're finished, we can have a place that we know where to start the beginning tessellation. What you're going to do, you guys, is work a top and a side. So you can do this top and this side, or this top and this side, as long as you would do top and this side. Let me zoom in here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to do either a combination of geometric or organic shapes. We've been doing this with the Noten. We did it with our, utilize positive and negative and geometric or organic shapes with our patterns on our last piece. What you'll want to do is start in somewhat from the sides. Don't start in the corner, okay? So start in, and then when you do these, kind of think about the shapes you want to make. Come close to the center, or work the interior of that center. And then decide, do you want a combination of organic and geometric, like I've just done now? Or do you want to just stay only organic or only geometric? So I'm going to work this side. I could also work the other. And you don't want to overlap your shapes. So we're going to keep some separation between them. And I also don't want to work all the way to the edge, okay? So at this point, all I need to do is carefully cut this out. So I guess you don't want to overcomplicate. You don't want to make this so complicated that we can't cut it out. We also don't want overlap. You don't want to start in a corner. You don't want to start in a corner, and we don't want to intersect. Because not only would this be really difficult to cut out, it also just won't work, because we're going to utilize this to trace, okay? Zoom out a little bit. So we'll cut this out carefully, and then this will show you how to actually make your tessellation. I've set some mechanical pencils out on that round table today, and I would use the mechanical pencil because it's already an HB lead or graphite, which will make sure that you get a very light line. It'll also make sure you get the same weight line every time. So it'll be nice and sharp. As you trace, it'll give you the same traced line. So I'm going to kind of speed this along, but I want you to cut these out very carefully, and you're going to use this as your template. So we're almost done with this one. All we're going to do is use some of the boot camp training we had, kind of with the Noten in a way. Instead of mirroring this shape, though, we're just going to transpose it or slide it across. I should have maybe made an easier one for this demonstration. But here's what we're going to do. This shape that was here is now just going to be slid down to here. All right? I've got some Scotch tape, a couple rolls of these set out, and what you're going to need to do, this is just transposing this or sliding it down to the other side. I'm really making sure that the distance here to here is the same down here. So it looks like I need to maybe slide it over just a little bit. I'm just going to get a piece of tape on that and get that taped down. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to do the same and slide it to here. And then we've got a a little pattern that we can trace and tessellate. Okay, so again, we're making sure we can eyeball this. You could even measure it if you want to make sure this distance is the same on each one. Okay? Get a little tape here to get rid of. Then what we're going to do is take that center. I ended up cutting mine away, but I still have the lines I can line up with this to get it pretty much in the center of my page. So as long as I get it approximate, that will definitely work. Okay? And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to trace this very carefully, the entire perimeter. And I would use that mechanical pencil. You're going to go carefully. I'm going to go a little quicker. Work the center so your shape is going to be much more interesting. I'm just going to clean this up. And what you would do then is we started in the center of our page. Now we're just going to simply take this and we're going to line it up almost like a puzzle, and we're going to trace it again. And you're going to do this to fill the entire page. Part of this is going to go right off the edge. You're just going to trace trace what you can, and if it goes off the page, let it go off the page. But what you'll do is you'll end up this is what it's called tessellating. So there's an interlocking piece that creates sort of a repeated shape or pattern, and I want you to just do 3 different ones today, and then I'm going to tell you where we're going to head with this. Start in the center or close to it like I did, and fill your entire page. If you do a hexagon, you're going to have to do, if I hold it like this, I would do a side and then an adjacent side. So I could do this, and then I could do this side or that one, so one or the other. So a vertical side and then an adjacent side. And try to work into the center so you end up creating a more interesting shape when you end up repeating them, okay?